Hi Lisa, hi everyone. We're here on Saturday morning, actually Saturday noon time in Aussie time. For anyone that is in Australia, you'll know that it's lunchtime, but you could be watching us from anywhere in the world if you're in our group. So good morning, good afternoon and good evening. Hi Lisa.
Hi, Vanessa.
And today we're still talking about, because we've got 1 week now, 1 week to go before we start the next round of the Step into the Spotlight profile building program for coaches and change makers. So only 1 week away. So if you want to sign up or you're sitting on the fence around this, have a listen to Lisa today, Lisa Stallard, who inspiring coach and consultant. And Lisa is a recent graduate from the program. You've just come through spending 6 whole months with me and the others that went through.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Lisa's here to just chat with me about the program, also give you an insight into what goes on behind the scenes on those 7:30 every Monday night calls that we do. And then also what goes on in the membership area as well. Lisa will reveal a little bit of that for you, how she managed to get through all that. And if you have any questions at all for Lisa or for me, or you just want to say hi, please do that to us. So we'll see what we get for a Saturday, Lisa. I haven't done one on a Saturday yet, so let's see where we go. So you joined me in Step into the Spotlight. I think we started mid last year, so you've done the whole lot. Where do you feel that you were at the beginning of the program when you first joined in?
When I first joined in at the program, I had absolutely no idea how I was going to do my business. I knew that I needed to learn about online marketing and knew that I had a very limited knowledge. Pretty much just knew that it existed, online marketing.
Yeah.
And that was it. Yeah. And I was stuck. I really wanted to make a career change. I've been doing public relations and marketing for 26 years. I've been running my own business doing that, but I was stuck. I really wanted to make a career change. And I did a diploma of counselling 18 years ago and really wanted to move into counselling, coaching and consulting. And so, yeah, when this opportunity came along, I just jumped at it. I'm so grateful for the opportunity to do this Step into the Spotlight course.
Yeah, and I remember when you came in, one of the things that struck me about you, Lisa, was that you did have a big vision for where you wanted to go. You just weren't sure how to get there, but you had the vision in place for what it is you wanted to achieve. And I remember that. I remember the big vision.
Yeah, I had this sort of almost this message come to me and like be repeated to me over and over that I had to write a book about the feminine and feminine qualities and what those qualities meant, and that this would be highly beneficial for women and for relationships for women with men, and would be great for children, and it would just be great for, depression. So I was told I had to write this book. It just came to me and I'm like, I don't know what to do with this book, but I had the vision that was called like the Divine Feminine Vision to get this message out because it was so badly needed. So that I had the big vision, but I had no idea how I was going to, bring it into this material world. So that was where I was when you offered me the course. Yeah.
Yeah. Leanne's just saying hi to us. So hi, Leanne.
Hi.
Good to see you. So what for you was the actual highlight of the program? There's been different things for different people that's gone in, and I'm always just curious, what was your highlight within that program in Step in a Spotlight?
Yeah, there was definitely a highlight, and it was a really interesting highlight, but it was also the encompassing sort of support that I got through the last 6 months of you walking beside me every step of the way, Vanessa, and really seriously believing in my vision, and walking beside me every step of the way, over and above everything. The support you gave me was amazing. I wouldn't even have started the journey if it hadn't been for you. It just wouldn't have happened. So I'm indebted to you. Thank you so much. But there was a highlight, and it was really interesting. The highlight was Kylie Legg, right? Kylie, the publishing queen, right?
Kylie, yes, Kylie.
She was my huge light bulb moment, right? Because she came on and she said, add a note to everything. She said, if you're going to write a book and you're going to charge $20 a copy for the book or $30 per copy, put a note on it and turn it into a course and charge $300, right? And that was my light bulb moment. Honestly, that was it. It was just like my book became a course. My book became an online e-course.
It's exactly what you did, isn't it? You went out and you got that book and you turned it into an e-course and you sold that e-course and you got, from what you've told me and from what I've seen as well, you had some raving participants who loved it. You got great feedback.
I got amazing testimonials. I've just finished a course. I ran it for 8 weeks over the summer holidays, which is a great time for personal development because people can concentrate on themselves, not on their businesses. I ran it over summer and the testimonials were raving. They were like, this course has been life-changing. This course has helped me heal my relationship with my mother and my sister. This course has changed me from a nervous, stressed out wreck into a really confident, calm person. You know what I mean? Like they've been life-changing comments.
Yes. You started on your journey of what it is that you decided that you're here for, haven't you? You've started to transform and change lives.
Yeah, I know it's my purpose. I just didn't know how to bring my purpose. You know, I didn't know how to get to the people that needed what I had to offer. Yeah, and so that Kylie Legg thing, you know, do a course. I don't know what it was. It must have. Hi, Anita. Sorry.
Hi,
Anita. It must have been a bit of a light bulb moment for me because, it morphed into a course. I was thinking it was going to be chapters for a book. But I'll probably polish up the book a bit further down the track. And then now what it's led to is I'm going to be doing a course in an evening college, and that's starting second term, like in April. So
wow! So you got that?
Yeah.
It's happening.
Yeah.
Wow! So you'll be taking that. So that idea that you came into Step in the Spotlight with, that you had no clue, and I know you had no clue whatsoever how to take it out into the world. You listened to Kylie Ellis, who is one of our guests that come into the program, and they speak, and Kylie speaks about online marketing.
Yeah.
Hi, Carol, as well. Great to see you. You rock, Lisa. So you had no idea. You listened to Kylie Ellis. You thought, oh, this book idea that I'm putting together, I will just do what Kylie said, add the note and turn it into a course. You turned it into an e-course. You got people into it. You got amazing feedback, transformed lives in that course just like you wanted to. And now you're taking it out to the community because it's been accepted at one of the colleges there.
I'm taking it into my local community. I live in the Ryde area, so it's going to be run with real people in a real classroom in Sydney's northwest region. It'll be in the Carlingford region. That's where I'll be presenting it. Yeah.
And for anyone who's listening, just a quick snapshot of what the course that you're running, whether it be online or whether you're taking it out into the local community there. What is it actually about? Just a quick snapshot for people.
Okay, so the course is called the Divine Feminine Program, and at the moment it's 8 weeks long, which is very easy and digestible. And it's about tapping into your inner feminine qualities. So it's about things like tapping into intuition, having confidence in your wisdom, which is all the knowledge you've amassed over your lifetime, having confidence in your feminine leadership skills, which are things like really good communication, and it's about how to communicate to get good results with your kids and with your workmates. Communication is a very beautiful feminine quality. It's about part of the course is unconditional love for yourself and for others, and this is incredibly healing for relationships on every level. And one of the other things that I bring into the course, which is, often spoken about as really important, is gratitude, which it is. And I speak about gratitude and how gratitude can actually save marriages from a feminine perspective. So it's a really powerful course. It gives women permission to be women again, permission to be female, feminine. Yeah.
That's what I love about the work that you're doing. It gives
Yeah.
women permission to be women again, and
Yeah.
still, we don't have to hide away in the kitchens to do that. Do you know what I mean? Like, you
No.
just allow us. So for a woman in business like me, who can jump over masculine at times when it feels necessary, me going through that course with you, because I know we did some work together throughout it, and you've put it all together, but I was like a bit of a test subject for you as well. It really did help me realize that I can so totally live in my feminine and still succeed out there in this business world that we are in as women. So I loved it for that reason. So if anyone is in that position and you would like to embrace more of the feminine, get in contact with Lisa, actually. And this is not a I know we're talking about stepping into the spotlight program, but I just want people to see how you progress from having no clue into now being someone where people can actually contact and have you help them around a certain area, and that is bringing that feminine in with either the course or you do the one-on-one as well.
Yeah, and I'll probably be doing an online course as well, a bit further down the track as well. So people anywhere in Australia, whether you're in Western Australia, Tasmania, Queensland, you can hop on the online course, which is I had people from all over Australia in the last online course. Hi, Maria. And that worked really well as
Yeah,
well.
I'm just saying hi to Maria too.
I'll be giving people the option of online or in my local area. But as you said, I guess there's maybe even a little bit of a fear of giving ourselves permission to be feminine. Will we still be able to run our businesses? But I think what you found, Vanessa, is your business was up leveled. You went up a level by allowing the feminine, and was supported, and actually, some business guys came into your life and took you on their updrift to a higher level. So it actually expands your life, I would say. And this is what women need to understand, that tapping into the inner feminine is actually expansive. So I think you found that.
Yeah, absolutely. So I just love the work that you're doing, and I love the fact that Step Into the Spotlight, 6 months with not only me, but with our guest experts, and of course the support that you get from our support coach in Helen Ryan, plus the support that all of you got from those of you within the program together. I just love the synergy that everyone that was in the program had together. You all worked together really well. You all supported another really well. So how much do you think you've grown from, the middle of the year, last year, to now? We're just entering March 2017.
Totally. It's like when you put yourself into the Step in the Spotlight program, you become the business that you're going to run, and the business takes shape as you go through the 6 months, and you're just continuously sitting in the business that you're going to run or you're running, and it just becomes more and more real as you build it over the 6 months. So you just give an incredible support over that 6 months, and my eyes were open to so many marketing opportunities that I didn't have a clue about before, or maybe you had some vague idea that they existed. But it's just really about bringing things from an idea and making them a reality in that 6 months with all that support around you to make it into something real.
Yeah. And did you have a challenge? Like, was there an area of it that was most challenging for you that you managed to actually get over? Because I know that each one of you had certain areas that you had a challenge around. What was yours, and were you able to get through and overcome it?
Well, I've always thought that I haven't been really good with technology. That's my kind of self-belief. And whether it's true or not, that's kind of what I believe. But the fact is, I marketed myself on Facebook, and I ran an online e-course, and that's all technology. So, I did it.
So for someone who thought she was no good at technology, you actually did pretty good.
Yeah, I reckon. Yeah, it was all online. All of it was social media, Zoom, and it was a really interesting process.
So now you can. Now you can conquer just about anything if you can conquer technology.
I know, and it was all just kind of flowing. It was all like, one step at a time, and how do I do this? And then the answer would come, and then someone else would, show me that they're already doing it, and I thought, oh, they can do it. So, how do I do it? And it was all just part of this incredible flowing process where I was given what I needed when I needed it. It's just beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, and that's why I put Step into the Spotlight, that program. It is specifically for coaches and change makers like yourself who have an idea of what they want to bring to the world, yet you're not quite sure of the structure and the steps and the way to put it out there. So that's why I do it in a very step by step process and introduce you to a new step each week. And I hope that it's in a gradual way that slowly just, lifts you bit by bit by bit by bit along the way.
It does. It really opens you up.
That's the aim of it.
Yeah, sitting on the shoulder of giants, it's the people that have walked before that have actually done all this stuff, that have worked it out, like yourself, you've walked further down the path. And just that energy of being with someone that's done it gives you the permission and the understanding and the potential that it can be done. And it opens your eyes up to the potential and what can be done. So, yeah, it's really powerful. Yeah.
Your cat is just sneaking through the window behind you. If anyone has any questions at all while Lisa and I are on this morning, we won't be too much longer at all. So if you've got any questions for Lisa about the 7 Spotlight program, or even about her own programs and what she's doing, or if you have any questions for me, just pop them in, please, or if you've got any comments or anything like that. I'm watching them. I can see them there. So we'll put them up if you don't mind, and we'll be able to answer them for you this morning. So if you can't think of anything now and you want to get in touch with either of us afterwards, are you okay, Lisa, if people connect with you, if they have any questions at all about your experience of Step into the Spotlight, the 6-month profile building program?
Happy to share.
And in terms of, fantastic. And in terms of when you started to now, I know you're not, up there at Tony Robbins' profile stage yet, because as we said, we don't ever promise that in 6 months. Really what we're doing is building your confidence and giving you the steps to go out there and start building your profile and getting you to do some of the actions as well. I know for some, even just doing something like what we are doing today, you are live now in front of people that are watching you live. So you could step up any minute and they see how comfortable would you have been doing this when you first started, being live like this on video in front of people?
Yeah, look, I'm pretty okay with it. I've been in the media realm for a long time. I've worked in the media realm.
Yes, you had the media background.
26 years. But it wasn't so much about being confident in speaking in front of people. I've also been a jazz singer, so that kind of got over that fear of, being in the public eye. But it was more about how do I talk about what I do? How do I, present it? And through your course, it was like, package it up, make it into this, call it that, explain it to people like this, because a lot of the stuff that I do is so invisible. It's about real inner stuff like gratitude and receiving and communication. And so how do you package that up? And so you gave me the understanding of how to actually communicate what I do to others. So around me sitting here and communicating what I do, that was a missing link for me. And it's just become more and more and more in focus and more real as it goes along. And it's like at the beginning there was this little tiny seed, and I'm like, how's this going to grow? And I guess it's grown into like a little sapling now. It's just a little plant now, but it's grown. It's in the pot, and I'm just, it's going to grow slowly, and that's fine, and I'm not a Tony Robbins. Who knows? I don't know if I'll ever be a Tony Robbins, but
I won't be, so I'm not worried.
Yeah, but the thing is, we're here to do exactly what we're meant to be doing, and if we go with that and we do fulfill our purpose, everything I do with this book and with the course that I'm running, it just flows out of me, and I know that that's what I'm meant to be doing because it's just effortless, and when I run the course, I just love it. I would gladly do it for no money because I love doing it so much, and to be appreciated for it is just, icing on the cake, so, I think when you're in the flow, when it's effortless and it's a joy and you just love doing it, and so it's growing. So it's growing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a sapling, but it will continue to grow. I mean,
Yeah.
I just noticed your own presence on social media, how it was like, next to nothing. And now I've seen you and you're playing in a few groups and getting known in those groups. And I see the posts that you do and they're beautiful and they do grab attention and you can use gorgeous images and everything. So you've gotten an idea now of how to actually start to get some attention with your work and your message online.
Yeah, I created an online course. Yes, I did create an online course, Maria. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I have to speak to you about that. Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah. So, yeah, so social media, yeah. So in the past, I've always been behind the scenes. I've always publicized everybody else, myself, and I've been invisible. I've been very invisible. And the color grey was the color that I used to wear all the time, the color grey, which is pretty much the color of invisibility. And I did a lot of work on myself and did this massive forgiveness thing around my mother that took about a year. And then after that, like that had all been totally clear and I was just ready to be myself and to step up and be myself. And this has been all part of that journey of just being who I truly am, and getting out there and presenting myself to the world in that way, I guess. Yeah.
Maria asked, new to the field. Well, Lisa, you've had a big background in media relations and that for many, many, many years, but fairly new to the coaching field. That was your dream, wasn't it, to step out of what you were doing for publicity and stepping into doing your own stuff and having a transformational coaching and counselling practice, which is what Lisa has is stepped into. And of course has the e-course now in place as well.
Yeah, and I'm not new to the field. I got my counselling qualification 18 years ago, and I ran my own private practices in Sydney 18 years ago, and then worked on the Central Coast as well. So I've been in the counselling practice work. I've done about 8 years of counselling. And then I dropped back into the PR because I was working from home to look after my family, and it was expedient. It was a practical thing to do the PR while I was bringing up a young family. But now that my kids are now in high school, I'm going back to the counselling and coaching, which is where my heart is. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's where your heart is. You've pretty much given away the PR work now, haven't you? And you're really now stepping into where your heart lays, and you're now doing that, concentrating and focusing on doing that work.
Yeah, it's my heart-centered work. Yeah, for sure. And
so Maria has just popped in and said the story sounds familiar. So, yeah, I think there's a few of us that could identify with that, doing something that we weren't really aligned with, and then being able to step into something that we feel is our heart's work.
That's right. Yeah. And with me, it's absolutely my purpose.
Yeah, and I'm, I don't want to take all credit for this because I know Step Into the Spotlight hasn't, but I believe with Step Into the Spotlight program, it's helped you take that leap into what your heart's desire work is and actually start to make it happen for you.
Oh, definitely. It was an idea, and Step Into the Spotlight was like, the plan, the plan, like to draw it all out and map it all out and bring it into a reality and then take the steps. So, it's absolutely been, there's no doubt. Yeah, it's been very helpful.
Yeah. Thanks, Helene. Yeah, I think it's a pretty cool idea for an interview as well. I'll take credit for this idea. Another comment from Maria. She says, not only that, but also being on the invisible side as well. And that is what...
I was on the invisible side. Yeah, I was. Yeah.
Yeah. And with Step Into the Spotlight program, it is very much about you waking up to your inner worth, your inner value, and what you've actually got, and are showing you the steps how to not be so invisible anymore. And Lisa, you and I both know, and many of the other people that went through the program with us know, that we don't need to be an extrovert to do that. So many of us that went through this program are introverts, and introverts to be more invisible, but we've still found ways that we can shine online and out there in the real world as well, not just online, and not be so invisible. Yet we don't have to be full on, be the show as extroverts are so comfortable being. So, yeah, it's about finding your place, but being able to step into it. And that was the gist of the whole program.
Definitely, yeah, and it's given me that. It has brought me out of my shell and enabled me to shine as me, as who I am, as Lisa Stallard, yeah, a lot of permission to be myself. And at first I'm like, well, my very first thing when I first started was, you know, who's going to care less about this Divine Feminine program? Is anybody even going to want to know about it? Is it anything that anybody's going to benefit from? And I didn't, it all felt a little bit, out there. And 6 months down the track, I'm feeling like people are getting huge benefit from it, and I'm really excited about it. So I've come a long way.
Yeah, I knew when I heard you had for it and the concept, I knew it's going to work. You just had to feel your way through it and until you got to a place. And I think for you in the beginning, like you mentioned earlier on, it was not really knowing how to articulate it in the right way that got the meaning out there so people could get what you were actually on about.
Yeah.
Like Leanne said, what you offer to the world is so valuable, Lisa. So maybe you weren't seeing it, but I think the rest of us could. The rest of us were getting what it was about and how beneficial it was going to be. I mean, it's helped me tremendously as well in the last 6 months, is doing this work alongside you with the Divine Feminine along the way. So, yeah. So I'm glad that it's helped you come to the realization that the high value of the work that you're doing.
Yeah, it has. It's given me a lot more confidence. I had not much confidence when I first started out, and I've got more confidence now. And writing up the course program for the evening college has even built my confidence further. And the testimonials have been so amazing and just so good for my confidence in, okay, I'm going to keep going with this. I'm going to keep going. Yeah, it's worthwhile. So.
Yeah, I have seen a jump in confidence, massive shift in confidence about your offerings, what it is you want to do for the world, but also just in your own inner self-worth and confidence about yourself. In every one of the girls who have gone through the program, there's been a big shift. So that's probably one of the things I'm most happiest about. Okay, well, we've done about 25 minutes, so I think we better get off and enjoy the rest of our Saturday. Lisa, where can people find you if they want to connect with you? They can find you on Facebook, obviously.
Yeah. So on Facebook, my Facebook page is called Inspiring Females. It's the one with the white and yellow lotus on it. So they can find me there. That's the best place to find me. At the moment. So just go to my Facebook page if you want to connect. Feel free to message me via the Facebook page.
Yeah, and Lisa, as she said, is open to anyone if you want to connect about Lisa's work or if you want to connect about her experience in the program. You did do once a week, just about every week for 6 months, plus a 2-day event at the end of it in Sydney, which I know you had a lot of fun at. So it's a big program in that essence in terms of commitment. But how did you feel about that just before we leave off? How did you actually feel about that and actually making that commitment to every Monday night on the dot showing up for it?
Commitment is a big word. And the word commitment came up for me, just before the program started. And when you commit to meeting every Monday night and really absorbing the information and thinking about how you can put it into practice, it's a huge commitment. And that's the difference between, getting something happening and not getting something happening, is committing to something. And Vanessa, you also walked beside me to write the modules for the program, and I tested it out on you. And I had that commitment to do that work as well. So there was a double commitment going on, doing your course and getting the course material. I was committed to that as well. So yeah, that's a big word, commitment. Commitment is everything. definitely.
And you have to make it in this program. Like, you have to make a commitment to this program. You have to make that commitment to show up once a week. Let's bear in mind, if something happens, of course, we always have the membership area where you could listen to the replay. I know for some of you, there was unfortunate events where you just couldn't make it one particular week. We always had the replay in the membership area for you. So don't be put off by that if you're listening, thinking, oh, I have to make it every Monday night. Yes, we want you to have a commitment to making it every Monday night. But if something happens for any reason, there is, of course, our membership area where we put all the resources so you don't miss out. You do get to watch the replay. Thank you so much, Lisa. I'm going to stick the link for your Facebook page where people can connect with you, or they can just PM you as well if they want to connect about your work or about your experience in the program. If anyone wants to jump onto Step Into the Spotlight, we only have 1 week left until we're closing. So if you want to talk to me about it, please get in contact with me. I'm going to put the link up as well where you can find more information online about the program. I'm really excited to start. Actually, we have already a really, really interesting and great bunch of people. So we've got people from Europe and Australia in the program at the moment. So there are some spaces left. So if you want to grab one of those last spaces and have the shift and get your work out there, stop feeling invisible and find ways that you can get out there and get known for your work and your unique message that you've got for the world. And even if you don't have a unique message yet, that's what we work on in the program. Thank you so much, Lisa. I'm so happy that you joined me today. Thanks, Leanne, and everyone else who dropped in and said hello to us. Thank you. And we'll see you all later. Bye-bye.
See you later.